If it had been a treasure chest, it would have sunk to the bottom of the deep sea rather than floating on the waves. Dictis decided to break open the chest to see what was inside. To his utter shock, he found a young woman and a baby. Placing his hand on their bodies, he felt warmth. Overwhelmed with relief, Dictis hurried to fetch fresh water for them. Welcome to our new channel, where we delve into the rich world of Greek mythology. Today we explore the early life of Perseus, a tale of resilience and destiny. If you enjoy these stories, please subscribe to support us. Your encouragement gives us the motivation to bring you captivating myths every day. The birth of Perseus. Lynceus married Hypermnestra, and they had a son named Abas. Lynceus inherited the throne of Argos, but some stories suggest he killed his father-in-law, King Danaus, to seize the crown, fulfilling a prophecy about tragedy within the family. Despite Danaus's efforts to escape fate, he could not avoid it. Abas succeeded Lynceus as king and was the 12th ruler of Argos. His twin sons, Acrisius and Proetus, were at odds from birth. Their conflict over the throne turned into a prolonged, bloody battle. In the end, Acrisius emerged victorious, forcing Proetus to flee to Lycia to seek refuge with King Iobates. Abas's descendants, called the Abantides, continued to influence the lineage of Argos. Their legacy, marked by both conflict and power, stands as a testament to the unbreakable bonds of fate in Greek mythology. Acrisius emerged victorious in the fierce battle, forcing Proetus to flee to Lycia, where he sought refuge with King Iobates. Despite his defeat, Proetus's desire for revenge burned brightly. With Iobates' support and a marriage alliance to Stheneboia, Proetus returned with a formidable army, capturing the city of Tiryns and plunging the land into further conflict. The two brothers were brought to peace through Iobates' mediation. They agreed to divide Argolis, with Proetus ruling Tiryns and Acrisius ruling Argos, separated by a valley. Argolis became two kingdoms. Danae, the only child of Acrisius, grew to become the most beautiful maiden in all of Argos, her beauty unmatched and admired by all. Yet her father's sorrow deepened with no son to inherit his throne. The prophecy from Delphi shattered Acrisius's hopes, foretelling that Danae's son would one day kill him. Consumed by fear and unable to act against his daughter, he devised a plan to imprison her in an underground bronze chamber. Acrisius hoped the bronze walls would shield him from the fate the gods had decreed. Yet the prophecy of the gods is rarely thwarted, and Acrisius's torment would continue to grow. Sunlight, wind and rain entered the underground chamber only through a small opening in the roof. Acrisius imprisoned Danae there, ensuring no one could reach her or seek her hand. For countless days and months, Danae had no choice but to gaze at the drifting clouds above. But one person knew of her imprisonment: Zeus, the father of gods and mortals. Zeus transformed into golden rain that fell through the roof and into Danae's lap. Soon after, Danae became pregnant, knowing it was the will of the king of the gods. Danae gave birth to a son, Perseus, whose father was none other than Zeus himself. Her life in the chamber now revolved around caring for her miraculous child. One day, Acrisius heard the cries of a child. Rushing to the chamber, he discovered Danae holding Perseus. His face turned pale with fury as he demanded to know who the father was. Danae replied proudly, "The father is Zeus, the father of gods and mortals." But Acrisius, consumed by fear of the prophecy, dismissed her words and focused on the perceived threat. Determined to eliminate the threat, Acrisius knew he had to act quickly. His heart was torn between his role as a king and as a father. Yet, just as before, Acrisius could not bring himself to kill his daughter, nor could he bear to harm her child. But he had to eliminate the threat to his throne. He ordered the construction of a large wooden chest, big enough to hold Danae and her son, and cast it into the ocean to let the waves decide their fate. The chest was tossed and turned by the waves, but Danae held her son tightly, praying to the gods to save them. She had no other hope but to pray. A wave lifted the chest high into the air, crashing it down again, before leaving it stranded on a sandy beach. Danae and her son were saved by fate. Dictis, a poor fisherman, spotted the chest floating in the distance while preparing to cast his net. He rowed quickly to investigate out of curiosity. To his amazement, the chest washed ashore. He quickly rowed to the beach, eager to uncover its contents, suspecting it could be a treasure chest lost at sea. If it had been a treasure chest, it would have sunk to the bottom of the deep sea, rather than floating on the waves. Dictis decided to break open the chest to see what was inside. To his utter shock, he found a young woman and a baby. Placing his hand on their bodies, he felt warmth. Overwhelmed with relief, Dictis hurried to fetch fresh water for them. Once they regained consciousness, he brought them back to his home. The elderly Mrs. Dictis cared for Danae and her son as though they were her own family, especially the young Perseus. Their presence brought joy to the old couple's lonely life. Year after year, Perseus grew into a strong young man. Danae wished for nothing more than his health and happiness, joining Dictis on fishing trips and bringing back full nets. Dictis decided to raise the boy as his own, teaching him the ways of the sea and the virtues of hard work and humility. Perseus grew strong, both in body and spirit. Despite their humble life, Danae and Perseus found happiness in the small joys of everyday living. The boy grew up loved and nurtured, ready to face the challenges of the world. One day, as Perseus grew older, he began to ask about his origins. Danae, with a heavy heart, recounted the tale of how they came to live with Dictis, planting a seed of destiny in his mind. The quiet life by the sea could not hold Perseus for long. The echoes of his true heritage called to him, and the time would soon come for him to embark on a journey of fate. Thank you for watching Perseus's origin story. Your love for Greek mythology keeps us inspired. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. We value your feedback immensely. Stay tuned as we follow Perseus on his grand journey, a tale filled with challenges, triumphs, and the making of a hero. All this and more awaits you right here on our channel.